This particular handheld console marks Anbernic's first venture into an integrated, frameless, full-screen mirror design. This significantly elevates the device's overall aesthetic appeal, making it look exceptionally beautiful and meticulously crafted. In addition to the black version I'm holding, it's also available in retro gray and blue. However, I find that the black option conceals the screen bezels more effectively, contributing to a more seamless look. This handheld, I feel, is Anbernic's most aesthetically pleasing one to date, representing a significant breakthrough in their design. On this side, there's also a microphone opening and 4 function buttons. The joysticks likewise feature light strips. The handheld's D-pad utilizes a softer conductive rubber, whereas the buttons have a slightly firmer feel than the D-pad. Overall, the hand feel is very alright. The handheld shoulder buttons are arranged vertically. L1 and R1 utilize microswitches, while L2 and R2 feature whole linear triggers. The spring tension of these triggers is a bit firm, and their travel distance is somewhat short, as you can observe. The top of the handheld also includes a heat exhaust vent, a power indicator light, volume up and down buttons, and a power button. The rear has a heat intake vent. The inscription reveals it uses a 5000 mAh battery with a charging power of 5 volts, 2 amps. At the bottom of the handheld, you'll find a covered TF card slot, a 3.5mm headphone jack, and a Type-C port that supports video output. Here are the 2 speaker openings, which are a little on the small side. The console weighs precisely 300 grams. Alright, that concludes the exterior overview of the handheld. Next, let's examine this screen. It's a custom 11.9cm LTPS display from BOE, made specifically for Anbernic. This is an LCD screen, featuring a resolution of 1280 by 960 pixels, and it also supports a 120Hz high refresh rate. The screen's brightness and color reproduction are both quite impressive. For everyday use, setting the brightness level to around 60% should be more than adequate. The handheld CPU is the Unisoc T820. In terms of performance, the T820 gets an Antutu benchmark score of around 470,000. This performance is enough to run retro gaming platforms up to PS2 and 3DS. However, since the performance isn't extremely powerful, you can't set the resolution very high. This is especially true since the high-performance 43 RG477M already exists. After reviewing the handheld, I believe the company's main intention with this device is to provide another compelling option for gamers who desire to experience retro games on this specific screen, yet are not willing to invest a significant amount of money. Having covered the hardware aspects, let's now proceed to examine the software. The RG476H is equipped with GamePlay, which is a dedicated cloud gaming platform that allows us to play many AAA games as well as many Android mobile games like King of Fighters 97, King of Fighters 15, and so on. Let's try out Sword and Fairy 7. These games don't require installation, you just click and play. When my RG476H is released, the official company will also send out a batch of GamePlay VIP memberships. For this video, we're also going to draw 20 players to give away VIPS2. You just need to send the 3 letters VIP in a private message along with your phone number. I'll send VIPS to the first 20 players who message me. No drawing this time. It's first come, first served until they're all gone. The prizes will be awarded on a first come, first served basis while supplies last. Next, let's explore the Anbernic AI functions. The AI section offers some quite interesting AI functions such as text-to-image generation. This feature allows us to create an image from a written description. For instance, we can input Princess Zelda riding a horse. Let's see what kind of image it generates. Is that Princess Zelda? Let's provide some new requirements. I'd like a long shot with an eye-level perspective in a 3D cartoon style with a landscape theme. This time it actually looks a little more like her. Using the AI translation feature, we can easily translate dialogues within games that we might not understand. Now, let's proceed to examine the practical performance of this handheld console when playing retro games. The device's official software comes with pre-installed overlays for various system types, but these are not activated by default. Shaders are not enabled by default. You need to configure them yourself. So, for this video, we're going to try something a bit different. I've ported Mr. Daguanqiao's Pegasus G shader to achieve a superior retro gaming effect. I will detail the porting process in a dedicated tutorial in an upcoming video, so if you're interested, please consider following for updates. We'll start with the oldest FC games. For an older system like the FC, I'm using a full-screen scanline. Scanline filter to simulate the effect of an old TV. Let's zoom in and take a look. I'm also using this to test for any D-pad input errors. I'm pressing down on the D-pad from all directions, and there are no input errors. For arcade games, I'm also enabling the full screen scanline filter. Regarding PlayStation games, my recommendation is to activate the HD option within the core settings. In the GPU menu, we can simply turn on the enhanced resolution option to achieve high-definition visuals. Let's compare the screen display both before and after it's been enabled. For GBA games, there's a subtle overlay with a reflective bezel, and inside it's configured for a pixel-perfect display. This complete setup is Mr. Daguanqiao's reflective overlay, which looks absolutely stunning. The border on the side can also dynamically change its color, adapting to the game's palette. For NDS games, the original overlay is preserved. There are three types of NDS layouts, one with equally sized top and bottom screens, a second with a larger top screen and a smaller bottom screen, and a third with a vertical orientation. There's also a single screen layout, which I won't be demonstrating here. For 3DS games, there's a larger top screen and a smaller bottom screen. Mask. Given the T820's robust performance, it's perfectly capable of smoothly running the vast majority of games at 2x resolution. Let's delve into a few examples to demonstrate this. Currently, I have the resolution set to 2x. Next, let's examine the visual effects specifically for Game Boy games. Game Boy games utilize a unique mask combined with a distinct dot matrix effect. Following that, we'll also take a look at the Game Boy Color's visual presentation. Regarding PSP games, we can smoothly run them with resolution scaled up to 4 times the original. However, with PlayStation 2 games, the situation gets a bit more complicated. For graphically intense titles like God of War 2, to maintain fluid gameplay, you're restricted to a 1x resolution setting. However, for some games that have lower graphics requirements, playing them at 1.5x resolution is perfectly fine and won't cause any problems. For Wii and NGC games, you can also enjoy smooth performance even when increasing the resolution to 1.5 times. The handheld console already includes the PSV emulator Vita 3K. Once you transfer some games onto it, you'll be able to play them instantly. The PSV emulator is specifically optimized for Dimensity C, PUS, so running PSV games on this handheld device presents absolutely no problems whatsoever. Regarding the NS emulator, the newly released Eden emulator offers significantly improved performance compared to its predecessors. Let's explore which games it can handle. For instance, the exploration storyline of Hollow Knight is indeed playable on it.
The frame rate is fairly fluid at 30 frames per second, but it does experience some drops during intense combat scenarios. You can see that the performance is a bit strained when playing Switch games. Now let's try Hades. It achieves around 10 to 20 frames per second. Let's try playing Tales of Symphonia.
This particular one functions flawlessly. So that concludes our hands-on review of the Anbernic RG476H handheld console today. This device stands as Anbernic's most aesthetically appealing console to date, offering impressive screen quality, an excellent hand feel, and adequate performance for its intended use. It's positioned as an Android handheld console. Console's mid-range product. It provides a great experience when playing retro games, making it a pretty good choice as a nostalgic retro dedicated machine. So that's it for our introduction to the RG476H today. What are your thoughts? Feel free to leave a comment below. If you like my video, please like and subscribe. See you next time. Bye.